I had a dream, and in this dream I was hearing these cries as the baby just kept crying, and I kept hearing these words, I want a father, will you be my father, I want a father. And by this time I was in tears, and finally I said, yes, I'll be your father. I want to share with you a little bit of my heart today, what I do with Fields of Wheat, and more than that, why I do it. The Lord called me into working with teens a few years ago while I was serving in the military. I actually gave my life to the Lord when I was 17 at a youth camp. I was living in Texas, and the Lord met me in a very radical way, and I gave my life to the Lord during a worship time. He used a camp similar to what we do now. That's why I believe in the value of having a place where teenagers can encounter the presence of the Lord and be transformed by God's presence, by God's Spirit, and God's love for them. And also these camps are a special place for fellowship and getting to be with other teens. And so back when I was in the military, I had a dream, and in this dream I was hearing these cries, and I was in a building, and I was trying to find where these cries were coming from. And these cries were very intense. I mean, like the kind that pierce your ears, and it goes into your heart, and you hear somebody suffering. And I look, and there's this big green trash can, and in the trash can I open it, and I saw a baby thrown inside. And I was shocked. I said, you know, who would throw a baby in the trash can? I looked around to see if the parents were there, who would do such a thing. Something incredible happened as I was holding the baby. The cries of the baby were being translated in my ear to words. And what I was hearing was, I want a father, will you be my father? I want a father, will you be my father? And my first reaction was, no way, this isn't my baby, it's not my kid. I'm too young, I was like 20 at the time. What is this connected to me? I'm not a dad. I'm like, I can't do this. But as the baby just kept crying, and I kept hearing these words, I want a father, will you be my father? I want a father. And by this time I was in tears, and finally I said, yes, I'll be your father. And in that moment I woke up, and immediately I sensed the presence of the Lord in the room, and I knew that he had spoken something to me. After spending some time in prayer over the dream, the Lord took me to this scripture in Corinthians where Paul says, you have many teachers, but not many fathers. And I started to realize what a lot of teenagers need is, they do need teaching, but they need people who will invest and care for them more than they want to teach them.